Let's talk to God. One more thing, like, subscribe and share. Come on, let's talk to God. Woo!
Well, good evening, everybody. Hey, it's Cutler here in the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast. It's already a Tuesday. It is the 22nd of March, and I am so happy to see you all. I'm so happy to be sharing this time with you all. So thankful that you've allowed me to come into the space wherever it is, whether it's your living room, your kitchen, your bedroom, your front porch, on your stroll as you're walking or exercising or whatever you're doing. Thank you for bringing me along on your journey. I certainly appreciate it. So what I'm going to do in reciprocity is to bring you along on my journey. Of course, this channel is about motivation. It's about inspiration. It's about taking the time to show up a little bit better tomorrow than we did today. So that means we're going to take a look at some nuggets and we're going to see, what can I glean from today? What little nuggets, what pieces of today can I take and improve upon and make me a better me tomorrow? That's what this channel is all about. You know, there's enough negativity going on other places in the world, other places on social media. But for just 1,800 seconds every Tuesday and Thursday, we share this space, we share this platform, and I'm ever so thankful that you all share it with me. Listen, we've been reading and chit-chatting from this book right here, When I Am Overwhelmed. My goodness, how to handle life at its most intense moments. And if you're like me, my goodness, you've been having some really, really intense moments these days. And if you have not been having intense moments, count your blessings. Count your blessings and just know that if you are not having intense moments, then perhaps our conversations are strengthening you so that you can strengthen somebody else. How about that? Sometimes people say, oh, that doesn't apply to me. That doesn't pertain to me. It may not pertain to you, but it may be to strengthen you so that you can strengthen somebody else, right? So let me just say thank you again for you chatting with me, thereby strengthening me for the things that I have to go through and the things that I've been going through. Thank you all so much. I do want to shout out our LTTC VIPs, but before I do that, I want to take just a moment and just encourage people, if you're just stopping by my channel, hit break, squall on tires, or whatever it is that you do, and just spend 1,800 seconds with me. And then go ahead and subscribe. You all go and tell somebody to subscribe to this channel. Tell them, come on and let's talk to Cutler. But after you subscribe, then just hit the notification bell, because it lets you know whenever I've gone live. It lets you know whenever I have uploaded new content. So you want to be aware, you want to be, informed about those sorts of things. Now, for the LTTC VIPs, they tend to be the people who jump into the chat first. And I have to say thank you. I want to shout them out. So let's see. I want to start by saying hi and a good shout out to Jet. Jet, thank you so much. Jet offers greetings and says hello to everybody. And then right after Jet, there's Annie Cutler, who says, let's ride. And riding is what we do, because we're riding along the highway of life. And then there's, let's see who's bringing up the rear here. Tracy Johnson says, hey, everyone, good evening. So a big shout out again to Jet, Annie, and Tracy. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it so very much. Now, you all know we've been talking and chit-chatting again from this book. If people want to get it, if you want to get a copy of it, just run on over to Amazon.com. It's my 6th book, When I'm Overwhelmed, How to Handle Life at Its Most Intense Moments. We've been reading and dialogue and sharing dialogue and conversation from chapters 1 through 9 thus far. And the last time we shared the space, it was just about sharing some poetry, the things that I find very soothing, the things that I offer as gifts, so that people know that I'm really concerned. I really care about what you're going through. And we talked about, from time to time, just sharing some things, just making something, writing something, doing something, so that people really see that you took the time to acknowledge their presence. You took the time to make sure that they know that they matter. And that's what it's all about. It's just not always about the thing itself, but it's about the love that it was manufactured with, the love from which it was crafted. It is about the compassion that went into making something to say to somebody, I'm giving you this because I care, and I'm giving you this because you matter. All right. As I've been going listening to our chat, reading the emails and those sorts of things, and dealing with my own issues and own intense moments, one of the things that I decided I want to talk about this evening was how do we strengthen ourselves for the bounce back? How do we strengthen ourselves so that when we feel like we are knocked down by life, from a very practical matter, how do we get back up? How, where do we find the strength to bounce back? So I want to chit chat this evening about how to strengthen our resistance. How do we strengthen our resistance, or more so, our resilience, our ability to bounce back, our ability to get up? Now, do me a favor as you're coming to the chat, go ahead and do a thumbs up on the conversation, because it says to YouTube, hey, I kind of like what the guy's talking about. But it also encourages me to know that you are somehow strengthened by the conversation. But you all, let's chat for just a moment about how do we find the strength to bounce back? How do we strengthen our resilience? Because the truth of the matter is, many times we get knocked down. And when we are knocked down, you all, we only have two choices. When we are knocked down, we only have two choices. And that is either we're going to stay there or we're going to get back up. And I don't know about you, but I don't know anyone who wants to stay down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad it may be. I don't know anybody who wants to stay down. So whenever you are dealing with life at its most intense moments and you feel as though life is just overwhelming you, and that life seems to be more than you can handle and seems to be more than you can take, what I know is this: nobody wants to stay down. Nobody wants to stay down. We all like victory. We all like success. We all like winning. We all like triumph. We all like triumph. And guess what, you all? We were designed to win. We were created to win, because we are more than conquerors. I just want to encourage and motivate and share this with everybody who's joining this, everybody who's going to catch the replay. You all, we are more than conquerors. We were not designed to stay down. We were not designed to waddle in whatever things that try to bring us under. We were not designed to stay there. But we were built for victory. We were crafted for success. We were made for winning. We were designed to be triumphant. So I just want to remind us that we indeed are more than conquerors. So guess what, you all? Because you don't want to stay down, you're going to bounce back. I know sometimes we seem to stay there for a little while, but we do get back up, and we're going to bounce back. Getting back, if I may say this, getting back up, sometimes it is a challenge, but it is not impossible. Getting back up can be challenging, but it is not impossible. I'm almost ready to say, can you all just put that in the chat and encourage somebody? It is possible. Getting back up is possible. And why would I say that? I say that from a place of faith this evening. Getting back up is possible because I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. I can do it. And guess what? I don't always feel like I can. I don't always see it happening, but something inside of me, there's some kind of makeup within me there. I have the wherewithal inside of me to believe that I honestly can do all things through Christ, which strengthen me. I can get back up. And I will win. And I know it. May I encourage somebody this evening and remind you, I know you feel down. And I know you may be down, or at least lower than you have been. But I promise you, because you don't want to stay down, you're bouncing back. You're getting back up. And so during our time this evening, for these 1,800 seconds that I have, I just want to talk about, just a few things that we can do to make sure that we are strengthening our bounce back muscles. That's what I want to call this segment, strengthening our bounce back muscles. And as we're doing that, to make sure that we can handle those times in life when we are overwhelmed and we're handling those most intense moments, here's one of the things that you do. You take the time to feel your pain. When you hit the ground, when you feel like you've been knocked down, sometimes people want to deny their situation. They want to take it for granted, but don't deny your situation. Why would you say that, Cutler? I say don't deny your situation because you will never, ever take the time to heal until you can admit that you hurt. Yes, for many people, the financial shambles hurt, the divorce hurt, the death of a loved one hurt, the loss of a job hurt, broken hearts, broken relationships, broken business relationships. They hurt. Those things hurt. Seeing children go astray hurts. Seeing loved ones not speak to you hurt. All of that stuff hurts, but you will never take the time to heal until you can admit that you hurt. Feel your pain, you all. Don't deny it. Feel it, because that way you know what you're healing. You know what you're working on. You know what you're putting your energy into. You know what you're making an investment in dealing with. Don't deny your pain. Don't deny it. That's why in my book, I said one of the first things that we have to do is give our situations, give our emotions a voice. Take the time to feel your pain, you all, because you'll never heal it until you can admit that it hurts. All right? And it's okay. It is okay to say I hurt. It is okay to say I'm uncomfortable. It is okay to say I'm not having a good day. Sometimes people look at posts when people say those things and they consider them as complaining. No, you're not complaining. You are not complaining when you say I'm not okay. You're saying to somebody, I'm feeling overwhelmed, and can you help me? If you care anything about me, can you help me? Take the time to feel your pain. And then after you take the time to feel your pain, here's what I say, you all. Accept what you cannot change. It's one of the most simple things that we hear, and it is called the Serenity Prayer. Accept what you cannot change. And when you accept what you cannot change, and you say, listen, this is bigger than I am. Y'all, oh my God, this is bigger than I am, but I serve a God who's bigger than it is. And so what happens when you accept what you cannot change, you'll look at it differently. I can't change this, so I'll look at it differently. And guess what? When you look at things differently, can I offer this to you all in terms of Cutler, how do I look at it differently? When it knocks you down and when you admit the pain and when you take time to feel the pain and you say, listen, there's some things I just cannot change. It's over, it's done, and I can't undo it. And guess what? I derailed, but I didn't permanently fail. Oh yeah, it's a failure. And the way I see it, I'm going to say I derailed like a train on a track. I derailed, but I didn't permanently fail. Because I'm not going to stay in that position of failure. I'm not going to stay in that position of being down. Why? Because I'm going to bounce back. I'm just talking about how do we strengthen our resilience muscles. A part of accepting what you cannot change is looking at it differently. It happened. I may not necessarily be glad about it, happy about it, proud of it, or any of those things, but what I recognize is that I derailed, but I didn't permanently fail. And I'm not going to let anybody cause me to think that a slight failure is a lifetime failure, because that's not the way it works over here. So right on the heels of accepting what I cannot change is remembering to be kind to myself and remembering to forgive myself. I offer all of us the same thing. Be kind to yourself. Forgive yourself. Sometimes you've just got to say, thank you, Tracy. Failures are just lessons in life to make a change. Sometimes in being kind to yourself and forgiving yourself, you've just got to say, I'm human. That's the bottom line. I'm human. This happened. It reminds me that I am human. I am not perfect. All I can do is my best. And sometimes I forget to do my best. Sometimes I slip up and I don't do my best. But I'm going to be kind to myself in dealing with it. I'm going to be kind to myself in dealing with it. I like what is being shared in the chat. May I take a moment and just share this? K Sharp, thank you so much. So when we're dealing with pain, we say things like this. Pain equals pay attention inward now. I use this phrase to help me focus on the pain, then find a solution to move forward. Forgiveness is key. Absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better. K Sharp, thank you so very much. Pay attention inward now. So when I'm dealing with the pain, it gives me an opportunity to do some introspection. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. It gives me an opportunity to do some introspection, see what's going on. And when I look at what I've done, it gives me an opportunity to then forgive myself. Be kind and forgive yourself. Say to yourself, listen, I'm not perfect. I don't dot every I, don't cross every T. I'm not perfect. All I can do is my best. And sometimes I don't even measure up to my best. But one of the things that I am is responsible for my life. I'm going to be responsible for my life. And guess what, you all? Being responsible for your life does not necessarily mean that you are in control of every single element of every single thing that impacts your life. That is not what being responsible for your life means. I might need to say that again because I recognize that I said it fast. But being responsible for your life does not necessarily mean that you are in control of every single element and every single thing that impacts your life. You cannot control how people respond to you. You just can't do it. So then, because I cannot do it, that is why I'm going to be kind to myself. That is why I'm going to forgive myself. That's why I'm not beating up on myself. That is why I'm not blaming myself. I was thinking about it just before we started chatting, you all, and think about this. If you have a child and if your child falls and breaks his or her arm, you don't cuss that child out on the way to the emergency room. Not if you got good sense. And I'm sorry, I just got to put it that way. Y'all know I'm from the South. Your child falls and breaks his or her arm, you're not going to cuss that child out on the way to the emergency room. Not if you got good sense. But what do? You reassure him or you reassure her that everything is going to be all right. You give the compassion that the moment demands. And if you can do that for someone else, then find the wherewithal to do it for yourself. Don't find yourself down and then just start beating up on yourself. Woe is me, I deserve this. Absolutely not. Give yourself the privilege of extending the compassion that the moment demands. Because cussing the child out who has been injured, albeit the child may have gotten injured because the child was disobedient. Absolutely, that could have very well happened. But you're not going to cuss the child out in the moment. You're going to exhibit and execute the compassion that the moment deserves. That's right, MV, because that will not help the child. But you reassure him, you reassure her, everything's going to be all right. So if we can do that for someone else, you all, why don't you do it for yourself? Be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, and give yourself the compassion that the moment demands. That's all I'm saying. And then if we're talking about strengthening these resilient muscles, take a look at your options. Redefine your goals. Take a look at your options. Redefine your goals. I want to offer you all this practical piece because as I was thinking about it, I said, oh my goodness, I think that's some pretty decent advice because you might want to ask yourself, did life really knock me down? Or in evaluating your options and redefining your goals, you ask yourself, did life really knock me down? Or maybe, just maybe, life is presenting me with some other options here. I'm just trying to help what we call perspective. That's all. I'm just trying to help our perspective. That way, it helps you redefine what's happening to you. It helps you redefine your goals. It helps you to redefine your options. It really does. And so then that way you say, okay, this may be an obstacle, but perhaps it's also an opportunity for me to improve. Obstacle, yes, but it's an opportunity as well. Life seems to have beat me down. Maybe life is presenting me with some options. An opportunity to improve. I'm telling you, this it's all in perspective. And one of the things that we have to be, as difficult as it may be, is optimistic. One of the things that we have to be, as difficult as it may be, is optimistic. Cutler, why would you say that? And you all know, those of you who have been here and we've been sharing this space for some time, you know, every evening when we end this broadcast, I always say, keep your hope up. Because no matter how dark the night, the sun will shine. No matter how gloomy and despair the situation looks, keep your hope up. Have expectation that it's going to get better. It's about perspective. It is about being what that one word, optimistic. It is how we look at it. Thank you, McDiner. It is how we look at it. You look at it and you say this. You say, when a window closes, a door will open. It's about perspective. It is about looking at that. It is about recognizing, you know what, life is going to happen. Life just, thank you, life just throws curves. All right? It is about understanding that life throws curves. We have to recognize that. And it really is about perspective. Okay. And then when we look at perspective, you all, and I offer that because sometimes people will give that to you as what I call somewhat ethereal. It seems, abstract and vague. Cutler, how do I do that? How do I change my perspective? How do I give this thing a different perspective? You say, is there another option? Is there something else that I can do? Is there another way that I can go? Maybe life didn't knock me down for the sake of me being down. Maybe life offered this or threw this curve at me to show me that there are some options. Maybe life tossed this my way because while I see it as an obstacle, it also presents an opportunity for me to improve. It presents an opportunity for me to become better. It presents an opportunity for me to realize my goal. It presents an opportunity for me to reach the finish line. You got to be hopeful. You got to be optimistic because guess what? If no one is going to be hopeful for you, then you be hopeful for yourself. Be hopeful for yourself. And then in terms of building up that resilience muscle, not only do you want to take the time to feel your pain and accept what you can't change and be kind and forgive yourself and evaluate your options, but you also want to map out a plan for your goals. Take the time to map out a plan. Many of us have been overwhelmed several times. Many of us have dealt with many intense moments. Many of us have dealt with many hurdles and challenges and obstacles and potholes and pitfalls and all of those things. But when we go through enough of them, we learn how to make a plan for the next one. And here is what I would suggest in terms of making your plans, because the longer you stay down, the more difficult it is to get back up. So, Cutler, what do you say to us tonight? Get up. Get up, even if you don't know where you're going. Get up. Say to yourself, I'm not staying down. Well, Cutler, what does that look like? I can tell you one of these things. One of the truth of the matter is that almost everybody struggles. I don't know anybody. Now, if you all do, let me know. But I don't know. There may be some people, but I don't know anybody who hasn't had some kind of struggle. Even the richest people have some kind of struggle. It may not be a financial struggle. They might have mental or emotional struggles. They may have relationship or relational struggles. So what do I say as you're making a plan? Get up. Get up. Because the longer you stay down in the mud and the muck and the mire and the thing that holds you down, the weightier it becomes. When you stay down in the mud, more mud gets on you. And the longer you stay there, the weight becomes heavier. And when you stand up, you're now carrying so much of the weight. Get up. Thank you all. Can you just put it in the chat and say to everybody else, just 2 words, get up. Get up, you all. Again, even if you don't know where you're going, Cutler, why would you say that? Because there is something called faith. I don't know where I'm going, but I know where I'm not staying, and I'm not staying here. No, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm getting up. Because the difference between permanent failure and ultimate success is just 1 step. Get up. The difference between dying there and realizing and achieving my goals is 1 step. Get up. The difference between saying I'll never make it and I believe I can make it is 1 step. Get up. I ain't got to know where I'm going, but I know where I'm not staying. And I'm not staying in a place or in a position where I'm going to say things will never get better. I'm not staying there. I'm not staying in a place or a space or in a position where I say it's all my fault. I'm not staying there either. And I'm not staying in a place or a space where I say I deserve this. I deserve what I got. I'm not staying there, and neither should you. Don't stay there, you all. Get up. Sometimes when you're going through, sometimes when you're overwhelmed, sometimes when you're dealing with these intense moments, you don't know what the next moment is going to look like, but you know where you are and you know what that feels like, and you don't want to stay there. Get up and say, all I know is that I don't want to stay here. I've got to get up. I've got to get up. I'm not going to stay in a place where I say things aren't getting better. It's all my fault. I deserve what I get. No, absolutely not. Why would you say that? When I want to share this with you all, life is about highs and lows. It is about tragedies and triumphs. It is about knockback and comeback. It is about success and failure. It is about wins and losses. There are roads, highs and lows, valleys and peaks in life. Get up. I'm not going to stay in this place. I'm not staying in this place. There's a scriptural account. Abraham, many of you all know the story. Abraham was told to get up, get your things, and just start marching. I'll show you where I want you to go. Just get up and get your things and start moving. And sometimes it is a matter of saying, you know what? I'm getting up from here. I'm getting up from here because better is on the way. When I march towards better, better marches toward me. When I march towards success, success marches towards me. When I march towards victory, victory marches towards me. Cutler, calm down. I'm telling you. I hope I'm helping somebody. I haven't said it in a long time, but I'm just trying to help save your life. Because depression will kill you. Sadness will bury you. Grieving and mourning so long will paralyze you. But ultimately, when you get up, understand this. Instead of saying things will never get better, you say, I know all things work together for my good. Instead of saying I deserve what I get, you say to yourself, it is God's will that I prosper and be in good health. That's all I have for us this evening. Strengthen your resilience muscle. Strengthen your ability to bounce back. Don't stay down, but get up. Hey, you all, thank you so much for spending these 1,800 seconds with me. I appreciate it more than you know. I really do appreciate it. If you're looking for this book again, just run on over to Amazon.com, pick it up, search for Gregory Brad Cutler, and you'll find my six of the 7 books are there. But you all be safe. And yes, I've been sort of reading the chats, and I see that some of you are in natural disaster storms and tornadoes. So be safe, take care of yourself. But again, you all, let's do what we do here. I love how we come in and we check on each other and we say hi, and we check on our fellow travelers and our virtual book club members. But let's do this. Let's keep building community. Invite somebody, invite them to this community. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. Let's stay in touch. We're still in the midst of this pandemic and we're still here virtually. So let's stay in touch. All right. Keep your heads up and keep your hopes up. Change your perspective, stay optimistic, and keep your hopes up. Stay safe, stay sane. Stay safe and stay sane. And know this, that from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love for those of you who are dealing with storm situations. Really stay safe. Let's see, I was trying to see who it is. Let's see. I'm going to MV. Stay safe. Yes, I see the tornadoes. Make sure that you stay safe and you are in the thoughts and the prayers and the well wishes of all of us here on the platform this evening. Listen, you all take care, and I will see you all Thursday. Good night.